Hello everyone, today we're going to start with a retake on paragraph 5.4 from real world calculations, and we're going to take a look again at what percentages are and how we can do calculations with percentages. And numbers and space start by just explaining what percentages are, right? And an important thing to remember is that the word percent means literally per hundred in Latin. So if we say, for example, in this left configuration here, that 26 of those 100 squares are blue, then we can now say, well, 26 out of 100 squares are blue. That means 26% is blue. What you're actually saying is 26 per 100 are blue, right? So that's a very nice way to say that if there are exactly 100 squares, right? But that's not always the case. For example, in the example here to the right, we don't have 100 squares in total. No, we have 400 squares. And apparently 80 of them are green. Well, we can still say, well, 80 out of 400, but that's not per 100, right? So we cannot say percent in that case. We want to convert this. Instead of saying 80 out of 400, I want to say something out of 100. So here I can also say it's the same as 20 out of 100. And then I can say, well, here we are talking about 20% of the squares that are green. And now maybe some of you are confused in how we can get this number right here. How do we calculate this 20%? That is going to be covered in the next slide, right? Just remember, if you want to write 42%, that's the same as 42 out of 100, and that's the same as writing 42 divided by 100, right? So if we now want to do calculations with percentages, and you can say, for example, here in the red box, they say, what is 36% of 820? What we should do is first convert the 36% to a decimal number or to a fraction, right? You start by doing 36 divided by 100, that's a fraction like this. And if you then convert it to a decimal number, you get 0.36. And then you do that times the amount, and then you will find the new amount that you want to calculate, right? Do beware of how you have to round here. You're going to get a lot of questions in real life situations. For example, if you answer 1.017 and we're talking about euros, remember that money is always rounded to two decimal numbers. And sometimes you have to round in different ways, right? Depends on your question. And the wavy sign here that you sometimes see, in English we say it's approximately. En in Dutch we say is ongeveer gelijk aan. Okay? So, if you get a question like this, calculate 58% of 160. Step 1. Write the percentage as a decimal number. That's the same as dividing it by 100, right? 58 out of 100. That's what percentage is. So do that first. 58% is the same as 58 divided by 100, or you can say 0.58. The second step is multiply this decimal number with the given amount. What's the amount here? 160. So do it times 160. Take out your calculator. You don't have to do this mentally. And you will find the answer is 92.8. I don't have a practical situation here, so I can just leave it like that. Don't have to round here. Okay? That's one kind of exercise that you can get. And here's another example, right? And here we're talking about money again. So 15% of a jeans, and the jean normally costs 49 euros and 95 cents. How many euros is the discount? 15% is 15 of 100, so you divide 15 by 100, you get 0.15 times the amount, and you get the new price. Sorry, you do not get the new price here, you calculate the discounts, because that's what they want. Je hebt nou berekend hoeveel de korting is. We vragen niet om de nieuwe prijs. So read carefully as well. And the other kind of questions you can get is when they don't want you to calculate a new amount, but they want you to calculate a percentage. For example, if they say there are 26 students in a class, 18 students have a sufficient, what percentage of class have a sufficient grade? In this case, there are 18 students out of 16. What you can do here is, they first explain it like this. One student is 1 out of 26 times 100%. But I don't have one student, I have 18 students. So you can say it's 18 divided by 26 times 100%. Here you get a number, punches into your calculator, and percentages are always round to the nearest 10, so 1 decimal place. So if they ask you a question like what percentage is something of something, the answer is always going to be a percentage again. I'm given two amounts, and you can just do part divided by total times 100%. That's also how I explain it like this. What percentage is 125 of 350? I have two percentages. I have two amounts. I'm going to calculate the percentage. So I'm going to divide part by the total. I divide the numbers and multiply it by 100%. 125 divided by 350 times 100%. And here I find a percentage in the end, right? Don't forget to write down this percentage here. And also don't forget to round it to 1 decimal, right? And here you have an example with something like this. How much is 326 of 917? Divide one by the other times 100%. Is approximately 35.6%. And this part here is quite important. It's vital to know the difference between those two calculations. Calculating 26% of an amount or calculating what percentage is 26 of 105. Here you calculate an amount again. You divide 26% by 100 times 105. Here you calculating a percentage, so you do part divided by total times 100%. And here you find a percentage again. Okay? Know the difference, practice the difference. The first one is theory A, the second one is theory B, but on the test you don't know which is going to appear where. Okay? And for the glossary, we really only have percentages here, which in Dutch is procenten. And you could say the approximately sign, right? The wavy sign. Approximately in Dutch means is ongeveer of ongeveer. Okay? Good luck.